I request everybody to kindly settle down. Thank you. I request everybody to kindly settle down so that we can begin. Could we please maintain silence so that we can start? A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mahika Mehra, student of Culinary Arts, and it is my honor to be your host this delightful afternoon. We are gathered here today to welcome, to celebrate, and to be inspired by someone who holds a very special place in the WGSHA family and in our hearts. His journey from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of success has left him with a legacy that only a few can aspire to build. His unwavering dedication and commitment to his craft, along with his humility and compassion, make him a much-loved public figure around the world. Being an award-winning Michelin-starred chef, restaurateur, food writer, filmmaker, humanitarian, and the judge of MasterChef India, he has made the WGSHA family immensely proud at every step of his incredible culinary journey. And this is the moment that we've all been eagerly waiting for. So let's hear a tremendous round of applause for our very own distinguished alumnus, Chef Vikas Khanna. Before we embark on this unique and invaluable session, I would like to invite our principal, Dr. Chef K. Thiru, to address the audience.
All right. I know we've been waiting for almost 3 hours and flight got delayed. Somehow we are squeezing our schedule. So it's time to listen from Chef Vikas. Please welcome him.
Hi. Thank you so much. This works, right? This works? Everybody can hear me? Backbenchers? No? आप लोगों की रैगिंग नहीं हुई, मेरी रैगिंग हुई थी, याद रखना. I am such an honor for me to be here. I'm really sorry. मेरा जो plane था वो मैंगलोर में land नहीं हुआ. We went to Coimbatore because they wanted us to go and touch Chef Tiru's motherland. So वहाँ से होके then plane diverted back to Mangalore. I'm terribly sorry. I'm never late. I generally in kitchen briefings I time myself 11:58. I never say 12 o'clock. So you become conscious that time is everything. We were very few when we started, and look at this now. This fills my heart. This fills my heart. This is what India should be aspired to be right now. The youth of India should be aspired to be right now, getting disciplined in classrooms, learning from some of the top faculties in the world, and also then getting into the ground and working like a warrior. Right? Yes कि नहीं? Yes, chef! Yes, chef! This is the kitchen mantra. Just remember, हम बहुत कम थे जब हमने शुरू किया. बहुत कम लोग थे. We only had 80 in our batch, and many of them just quit. And we still have our faculties here who know that. And many just quit the industry because they thought it is not right to invest in Indian hospitality. So they all chose different fields. But I was a patriot of WGSHA and Udupi from the very beginning. मणिपाल मुझे इतना पसंद नहीं आया था. Because Manipal was more about high city life kind of thing, but Udupi got me stationed in this part of land. And I still remember we were the last of the students who were selected in our batch, so they didn't have accommodations for us. So good, when the door closed for us here in the hostels, we were moved to Kalsanka in Udupi. And that is when I fell in love with cooking. Because I could go to small places and see people cook. I could go to my teachers' homes and see their wives cook. I learnt most of my cooking in homes of Udupi, not even in my college. I know that is like, why would you say that? It is because college was teaching international cuisines. I was not interested. I was interested in discipline of international cuisines, but for me the forte would be Indian food. When I went to America in 2000, many people told me, the way you are, I was not a very restrictive chef, so I could go and talk to everyone. 80% of the people in America told me, drop Indian food, don't do Indian cooking. You can do Greek, you can do continental, you can do European, Asian, don't do Indian food. Indian food is very low market in international grounds. Then I moved to France. I was training in France. All the chefs are telling me, do not do Indian food. Don't do Indian food. Indian food is cheap buffets, greasy food, shabby restaurants. You guys are never going to get a Michelin star. All my life I heard that. मुझे लगा कि if I believe in that, what about you guys? Right? After almost 30 years, I'm standing here and saying, what about you? अगर मैं हार मान लेता उस टाइम पे सबकी बात सुनता, तो मैं कभी भी इंडियन खाने पे फोकस ना करता. Most of my peers went to international cooking, corporate cooking. I stuck to Indian food. मेरे gut में feeling थी कि because tomorrow the world, Indian chefs will be answerable to the world. Where are your chefs? And just a few years ago, I remember I got a call from Modi ji's office. They're saying, we want you to host UN Assembly in New York because we want somebody who's specialized in Indian cooking. So some days listening to the heart is more important to listening to the gut of the brain. Because brain is telling you, be secured. Parents are telling you, make money, be safe, right? Don't play these risks. पर मुझे लगा कि मैं risk अपने लिए नहीं कर रहा. I'm risking for something which is much bigger than me. And tomorrow when I will be there, I will be one of the first in the world. उसकी ज़्यादा beauty होगी than to just me making continental food, making money, living in a very privileged life in America, but not taking that risk, and which will come with the risk will be the pride which will happen decades later. So many of you who will jump into the industry, it is going to be hard, but you've got to have self-belief. You've got to train like a crazy person, but you've got to have a heart of a poet. You've got to feel the sensibility and sensitivity of India. There is no other land on the planet as diverse, as multicultural, as multilingual, as multi-thought process, as multi-freedom to pray, to form your beliefs and to worship. पूरी दुनिया में कुछ नहीं है ऐसा, पर हम इंडियन खाने को पीछे रखा हुआ था हमने. And when we started doing on the big scale, on October 5th, 2011, I became one of the first person of color to win a Michelin star in America. 100-year-old guide, 100 साल पुरानी guide, and you become one of the first. Of course, it comes with a lot of big baggages. You have to deliver, you have to process. You know what kept me grounded was constantly coming back to Vaksha. I'm not saying because I'm here. You can pick up any interview. I have no filter. मुझे जो कहना होता कहता हूँ मैं. But this college kept me grounded. That have more faith. Keep processing, keep learning, keep investing in this. Because tomorrow when you will create an empire, your forefront warriors will be people who look like me. When I started in America, nobody looked like me. They would refuse to put me on the magazine covers, stop putting me on television, or because nobody looks like you, right? And now you see the game changing. We are the mainstream in the United States. I got nominated for some awards, and now my next generation is winning them. imagine the emotional baggage you carry with you. And all these chef coats, उस टाइम पे वेट था मेरे बॉडी पे, क्योंकि छोटे से शहर से मैं आया था, इंग्लिश में नहीं बोलता था, कुछ नहीं करता था, मुझे सिर्फ भटूरे छोले पनीर पकौड़ा पता था, right? Nothing wrong with that. But when I came here, I understood the gravity of South Indian cooking. And if anybody's heard about me say before, I'm going to repeat that. मेरे घर के पीछे कड़ी पत्ते का पेड़ था, सबको लगता था नीम का पेड़ है, कोई खाने में यूज़ ही नहीं करता था. When I came here, I understood that the depth of Indian food, how far can I take it? But I need to risk it all because there are more investments coming our way. We will have $10 million restaurants. We will have chefs who will be. I'm not talking about money. Money is also talking about value, right? When you're writing a book for $50,000 a copy, you're writing a new book which is $40,000 a copy. You're hosting dinners, $50,000 per person. You're hosting dinners. One person. जिन लोगों ने कहा था इंडियन खाना सस्ता होता है, ग्रीजी होता है, चीप होता है, why are you doing this? For me, it was like, नहीं, we should be priceless. There should be no price tag on all of you when you get into the industry. मुझे नहीं पता आप में से कौन मेरी बात सुनेगा, which will take Indian food to the next level, break new benchmarks, I don't know. उसके लिए persistence चाहिए बहुत ज़्यादा, हाथी की चमड़ी चाहिए, बहुत मार पड़ती है, हर तरफ से जूते पड़ते हैं, from international media, from domestic media, from international chefs, हर जगह से. The only thing which keeps you going is that you got to have faith in something. I always had faith in this place where we are standing right now. And I still stand here wholeheartedly saying that many people who are in this room, they all have doubts. Should we pursue this or not? Am I right or wrong? बहुत बार डाउट आया दिमाग में, मैं परस्यू करूं कि ना करूं, मैं वही पेस्ट्री, फ्रेंच कुकिंग, इटालियन कुकिंग की तरफ जाऊं. बहुत बार डाउट आया, बहुत बार डाउट आया, which is normal, right? But you also remember one thing, that tomorrow if you want to be the ambassador of India, would you choose your leader who cooks Western cuisine, or would you choose your leader who talks about your family, your ancestors, your ground, your food? किसको choose करोगे आप? जिसके साथ हम relate कर पाते हैं, right? So when they say, tags and all don't matter to me much. But when they say the Indian culinary ambassador to the world, you don't want that person to be only talking about French and Italian cuisine, right? You want them to tell you the history of your food. You want them to tell about the food that you grew up with, your mothers, your neighbors, your communities, your cities, your states. उनका खाने की बात करेगा वो. Today you have the privilege, you have internet. We didn't have internet. My first job was Taj, Intercontinental. My second job was Taj, Mumbai. See how I'm choosing my destiny. My third job was in Kathmandu, Soltio Broys. My fourth job, my regular job, was Agra, Mughal Sheraton. And then I got my job at Leela Kempensky. Just look at that for my trainings also, I felt I must visit different states and different parts of subcontinent India. क्योंकि मुझे पता था वहाँ जाके ही सीख सकता हूँ मैं. But आज आपके पास internet है, right? Today, you don't have to worry about when you hear a word. You can just Google it, right? Our times, you actually had to go to your teachers who belong to those regions. Today, you have more tools to succeed. Today, there are future Michelin star chefs in this room who are going to be called by the President of America and say, we are celebrating India. Would you come to the White House and cook? How do you feel like that? We are looking at the last process. We are looking at a call from the President's office. I'm the only living chef in this world who's cooked for 4 presidents of America. 4 seated presidents. Or hosted them. But imagine if I was just cooking Italian and Chinese and European cuisine. You think I would be standing here in front of you giving to you this bhashan, which could be boring to some, and this could be inspiring to some who listen to this room and says, I want to take that position. I want to stand up for the world's most progressive country right now. Am I right or wrong? So when a person who looks like you wins a Michelin star, everybody feels they are richer, right? जब हमारे टाइम पे one chef in Paris told me threw me out of the kitchen and said, "You are not supposed to cook. You are dark-skinned people. You're supposed to clean. You're supposed to manage the stores, and you're supposed to deliver." This is what the Europe thought of us. And that is when I became so aggressive. I said, my next generation is not going to listen to this. They will have people, they will have chefs who will set up examples for them and say, "Date raho. Today you have much bigger financial opportunities." But if you are an investor, right? Now I invest more into chefs, right? Would you invest in somebody who has all the answers to Indian cuisine? At least a lot. You would. You will trust that person. You will trust that person कि ये जड़ों में गड़ा हुआ है, he is going to represent me to the world, my company to the world. You would invest in them. So be those people. I'm nothing against Western cuisines. I was trained in this college mastering Western art, but I kept my root very Indian. There are 4 billion combinations which happen that you were born of these parents in this city, in your land, in your home. 4 billion combinations work for you to be given those parents by nature. कोई ना कोई वजह तो होगी, right? So let's represent them. Let's represent who've come before us, and let's inspire those who are going to come after us. I'm super privileged to be standing here because somehow it's your love which got me on the stage. Principal Paru ma'am, before Chef Tiru, when she called me and said, "I want you to invite you to the college," I just started coming back to India hosting MasterChef. I said, "Yes, ma'am." One phone call. Chef Tiru, one phone call. We will only become richer when we share this knowledge which we'll earn here. I want you to be enjoying your youth. It will only happen once. Be those beautiful people which you want to be. But don't forget that time is very limited. Explore. Just a few days back, I posted a sweet poha from Kalsanka. We just went to Krishna temple. There was a tourist people from north who said, "We came here because of the video, because we wanted to visit the temple." Aapne post kiya tha, "We are going to visit the temple." Imagine you're mobilizing people with your craft. You're mobilizing investments with your craft. Whenever you are, next time you leave this room, just in your mind, don't tell anyone, think about what you want to achieve in the next 10 years and move backwards. And don't give up so soon. Many times I wanted to give up, but I didn't give up because I knew that I'll have to hide my face from all of you. But I stand here full-fledged with full confidence and pride. Chef Tiru, thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Vaksha team. Thank you for being patient with this flight of mine. I'm sorry. Kitchen people should never be late. Hospitality people should never be late. We are all have to be on the time because tomorrow we have to rule the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef, for delivering such a captivating session. I'm sure that all of us cannot wait to interact with you, so I would like to open the floor for questions.
Good morning, Chef. My name is Shamaya, and I'm pursuing my 35th course BHM in the 4th year. So my question to you is, I've been keeping up with all your social media posts, and every time I see a well-curated plate, it always says a story. So any tips for us, like, how you tell a story through your plating?
So I have a new restaurant coming up next year. I'll be 52 plus, and I'm just starting now. This is the flagship I've waited all my life. It was my sister's dream, and unfortunately she's not here physically to guide me and to support me, but this was her dream, to create a restaurant which is the cultural center of India in the Western world. Like the most celebrated place for anything about India. And I feel that nobody's expecting a restaurant from me. People want something which is more gravity based, right? When I am doing a plate, I'll tell you one dish what I'm doing, which is giving a very good idea. So, anybody from Mangalore? Okay, so they will understand it faster. Anybody from Kundapur? Hai khada ho ja, ek lauta haath utha. So Kundapur invented a dish, I don't know, many of you would know, it was called ghee roast. एक big, हाय बच्चे को pride ही नहीं है, खड़ा होकर बोल, yes, we invented it, right? So what I'm doing, so one plate is combining Mangalore, Kundapur and Udupi. So Udupi, when you're composing a plate, it's a very good question. If somebody will understand, it's a template, what I do. So in the new menu which is coming, we have a ghee roast plantain, Mangalore bun, and jackfruit chutney, which is also from Udupi. Right? Now, how many of you know these three dishes? Yeah, matlab Punjabi kam hai. So what I did, I used a banana because right now the world is gotten over with एक plate पे दो समोसे बड़े-बड़े रख के दे दिए और चटनी दे दी side पे, and we say, and then we complain, why are we not getting Michelin stars, right? So plantain, which is of course a family banana. Mangalore bun recipe किसको आती है यहाँ पे? किसने बनाया हुआ है? Mangalore bun बनाया नहीं अभी तक? Okay. So Mangalore bun was invented in the temples here where they would get lot of offerings of bananas. अब bananas खराब होते थे. So what they used to do, they used to use rotten bananas for this, which we should not use the word rotten. People use it in the books. We should say ripe bananas. So ripe bananas, maida, dahi, leavening agent was dahi, but now you can use baking powder. थोड़ी सी उसमें जीरा जाता है और थोड़ा सा नमक और थोड़ी सी चीनी. Am I right? Right? अब अरे बाप रे लड़कों को भी रस्मी सीख गए अब अच्छी दुनिया बदल गई है अब. So what we do, we create a Mangalore bun, we keep it ready, we ferment it a day before. Now plantain ghee roast, what you do is you fork के साथ ghee roast masala to it. Jackfruit is a very important part of this part of the world. I don't know, many of you don't know that jackfruit idli was also invented in this area. Wow. So now you know how I design a plate. If I'm going towards UP, so now the plates will be more textures, more diversity of taste, intensity of flavors here there. इसमें sweetness भी आएगी, sourness भी आएगी, तीखा भी आएगा. घी रोस्ट के एक बहुत important element होता है jaggery and tamarind, वो भी आएगा इसके अंदर. So now you know how to compose a plate. So you got these elements, but now you figure out how you're going to do it. Make sense? Composing a plate is the key now because the world is somehow moving towards social media. Your plate should also tell a big story, right? That day, Master Chef का मैंने परसों और एक खत्म किया episode in which we are celebrating Indian festivals on a plate. तो उसमें महाराष्ट्र की सोल कड़ी, right? एक पापड़ की सब्जी, राजस्थान से है कोई? पापड़ की सब्जी is gold, underrated. दही की सॉस की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. तो वो बना के उसी मिक्सचर को डिहाइड्रेट करके उसका फिर से पापड़ बना के वो शेप करके गार्निश. सो आपने सोल कड़ी का एक बनाया काइंड ऑफ पैना कोटा, बट आपने कहा पैना कोटा में मज़ा नहीं आ रहा मेरे को, एक कलर का ब्लॉब लग रहा है, इट्स नॉट ब्यूटिफुल. सो यू सेपरेटेड 2 layers of कोकम एंड कोकोनट. हाउ इज दैट? एंड यू केप्ट गोइंग लाइक बेबिनका. हु नोज बेबिनका? यस. This is why you need to hear somebody that knowledge is gold. Beautiful question.
Thank you for answering the question, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Aditi Bagga.
Hi, Aditi.
So, sir, you are a Michelin star chef, restaurateur, and cookbook writer. So, sir, how did you discover that food was your passion?
If people don't know, I started very young. I started at 16. I had my own business at 16 with my mom. So to pay for, पापा ने कहा शुरू कर ले, थोड़ा सा पागल था मैं, क्योंकि पापा की मेरी दुकान थी, वीडियो कैसेट्स की लाइब्रेरी थी, तो उस पर रेंट पे कैसेट्स देते थे. एंड आई यूज्ड टू हेट इट क्योंकि आंटीज वापस ही नहीं करती टेप, और मैं पतला सा था, आंटी टेप वापस कर दो, तो आंटी जब भाग यहाँ से, तो पापा मुझे बहुत डांटते थे. कि तू जा लड़ा कर अपने लिए. So all those things. So I wanted to do something else. So पापा ने कहा एक काम कर, तो 10,000 रुपया कमा के दिखा. So me and my mom took the challenge. We took an order from a school to knit sweaters. So I learnt knitting and I made 580 sweaters in 2 months. I was a kid. I was 16 years old. And my family said, yes, pagal hai, let him do it. So I started very early. I started because of financials, but then I fell in love with cooking. And then Principal Sundaresh Prasad was the principal here who interviewed me. And मुझे कोई आंसर नहीं आता था वो जो पूछ रहे थे मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था अमृतसरी खाने के अलावा. But he said, I see something in your eyes and that breaks my heart to say no to you. So I was the last student in my batch.
Thank you, sir.
ये सिर्फ फ्रंट बेंचर्स क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं.
Good afternoon, Chef. My name is Vedant Kohli. I'm from 35th Course BHM. So the most recent film was The Last Color. How did you, what motivated you to explore filmmaking, and what are your inspirations behind a few filmmaking projects?
My first feature film was Last Color, not my first. I was making a lot of documentaries called Holy Kitchens, in which I'll connect foods and gods. Say, why is Ramadan celebrated? The world's biggest feast. Why is Krishna's whole story about Mahabharata when you're reading? So everything in Bhagavad Gita relates to food. In Buddhism, same. So मैं वो बना रहा था. And then, I was in Vrindavan. I fell in love with the holy. तो मुझे लगा कि भगवान ने मुझे इतनी बड़ी आवाज़ दी है, तो maybe there must be a reason. So I should fight for the empowerment of these women. And I wrote a novel, short story. That was the first Holi, and the movie went everywhere. But my second movie is about food and cooking. It's about a failed chef in New York, played by Shabana Azmi, and how she comes back to India to be inspired one more time. And after 20 years, her nephew becomes the first Indian in America to win a Michelin star. That's my next movie. Movie से मुझे लगता है आप क्योंकि किसी ने किया नहीं था, रिस्क नहीं लिया था किसने इतना बड़ा. मूवी से मुझे लगा आई कैन टेल अ स्टोरी ऑफ इंडिया इन अ मच बिगर ऑडियंस. फूड के साथ फिर भी रिस्ट्रिक्टिव है. सो इट्स जस्ट वेरी सिमिलर डिसिप्लिन, बट आई लव इट. अब नेक्स्ट ब्रिटिश लोगों को मुक्के मारूंगा उससे अगली पोल में. मैं पीछे से जवाब देना, को पीछे से पूछेगा तो. How much time we have? Let's go. पूछ ले भाई, बाइक की वेट कौन करता है? आ रही है आवाज, पूछ. मेरे को किचन वही लीड करेगा, इसके कान बड़े तेज होंगे. कौन आपकी बुराई कर रहा है पीछे?
I remember you making squidding pasta once.
Yes.
I remember that. And
Boston episode.
Yes, sir. I remember that very vividly. I was a young boy, and I can't tell you how happy it makes me see you here. You've worked with one of my idols as well, Chef Gordon Ramsay, very closely. I would like to ask you one thing. Is there, in the near future or in the distant, is there any projects like the ones you used to do before, like the Twist of Taste, something like that?
My life has taken a 360 degree, if you guys know, that every year I try to destroy what I've done earlier. मुझे कुछ और करना होता है बड़ा. तो अब मैं टीवी बहुत कम कर रहा हूँ. मैं टीवी इसलिए कम कर रहा हूँ, मेरे से ट्रैवल नहीं होता ऐसा, बिकॉज अब मैं फ्लैगशिप इज़ कमिंग इन न्यूयॉर्क. आई एम इन इंडिया ओनली टू शूट मास्टर शेफ़. मास्टर शेफ़ भी मुझे नहीं करना होता, पर मेरी मम्मा का फेवरेट शो है वो. मैं हर बार कहता हूँ मेरी मम्मा का फेवरेट शो है, कि मेरी मम्मा जब शो आता है तो वो सारा मोहल्ला उनके घर पे आता है. और फिर मम्मा कहते हैं मैंने शो देखा, बड़ा अच्छा सूट था. मम्मा ये देखते हैं बस. पर जब तक मेरी मम्मा को शो फेवरेट है, मैं शो करूँगा. आई एम नॉट अ वेरी टीवी गाय. आई एम मोर इनटू creating experiences through restaurants, and movies have become a big inspiration because I understand the power they bring. But TV में कम कर रहा हूँ बहुत ज़्यादा.
Thank you so much, Chef. Your content with Plum is brilliant.
He's stolen my mom now.
Good afternoon, Chef.
Good afternoon.
I had one question and another smaller question. So, Indian cuisine being so vast, how do you approach it without being intimidated? Because there is so much. Each region offers, if you go from Bangalore to Mysore, everything changes. So how do you approach it structurally? How do you visualize it before getting into it? Because it is very intimidating. And also, how did you seize the opportunity to travel abroad? And how did you manage to set up base abroad?
I had a fight with a government official, and he broke all my business, and my heart also broke. I was 29 years old. And sometimes people hurt you so badly, they don't realize that this is going to crush your spirit. So my brother told me, go to New York. My sister loved New York, and I moved to New York. I didn't go by choice. I did not have that ambition. But once I was there, I was pushed so hard by everybody and made me feel so inferior all the time that is why my story in America changed. I just went as a broken man from here. How do I approach a dish? It is very intimidating, this cuisine, I must tell you this. मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको शायद इसमें कोई truth भी होगा, because बहुत problems हैं इस cuisine में. एक तो documentation नहीं है कोई. पर सबसे बड़ा benefit भी वही है कि documentation कोई नहीं है. कोई घर में किसी के घर में जाता था, because I started learning how to speak Tullu. So because my teacher was Tullu, so उनकी wife बना रही है, I'll ask her कितना डाला है, and she'll like just put it. ठीक है. That's a big intimidation problem. But that is also the beauty, that everybody creates their own Indian food. We have not been cloned like the French or the European cuisine. Exact. The beauty of Indian food is freeness, right? It's so old, yet so new, because you can create your own versions. I've tried to approach Indian food from a very different standpoint now, as I'm getting older, much older, is that choose a part of it. Tell the story through that. Don't make a big bharta on the plate, and don't Frenchifize too much. I think the molecular gastronomy has done more damage because everybody's thinking of fancification gives you more taste. People are not paying for presentation. People are traveling to your restaurant, they are booking private planes to come to you because of the taste. You've got to master the basic anatomy of Indian food. You have some of the best library right here. You have some of the big faculty. Everything is around you. So approach it, तो intimidation नहीं होती, एक तारा पकड़ के. If you start looking at the universe up, right, in the night sky, you get very confused. But if you focus on one star, then you start making a form, आप बड़ी शांति मिलती है उससे.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you so much.
We'll take one more question.
Good afternoon, Chef. I'm Tanvi from 11th Coast Baka. Firstly, I have to admit that I'm very nervous right now because I've grown up seeing you on the TV so much. Like Shinjoy had mentioned, so much of twist of taste was happening in our house when I was a kid.
I stopped doing the show because of traveling.
So my question would be, I personally am very intimidated by how the industry is and how it would work. So what do you think I should be doing as a student that's graduating from WGSHA especially, but I'm still only 20 years of age. So what do I focus on? What should I be to not be that scared?
I never got a job when I got my campus interview. I never got a job. I didn't speak English. I was a very scared child. I never got a job. And remember convincing your parents in 1990 and going to a college and coming back home, you never got a job. Intimidation wo hai. I think one thing is for sure, you're looking at somebody who never had a clone pattern of path of success and failures. मैं वही कहता हूँ, बहुत intimidation है इस industry में because we are seeing too much clutter now, right? Social media पे everybody is calling themselves a chef. Am I right or wrong? Right? नाम के आगे chef लगा दो, kitchen में 4-5 videos बना लो, chef, right? Fine. I accept that because that's also spreading the word of Indian food. मैं ये बोलूँगा, मैंने वो बोला ना, just think what are you going to be 10 years. Follow backwards. If you want to win a Michelin star, you need to start thinking like a Michelin star chef. You cannot be thinking of running a fast food and doing this. You cannot. These are two different genres of cooking. Please remember, foundation remains the same, but when I'm opening a fast food, I'm opening a fast food. I used to have a cafe in a Rubin Museum, inside a museum of Himalayan food. That was a cafe, not fine dining. So मेरे को उसका पता है, उसकी cost भी कम होगी, labor cost भी कम होगी, back cost भी कम होगी. मैं इतना experiment भी नहीं कर सकता. I need to recycle stuff. In Michelin star restaurant, not accepted. आज मछली बिकिनी, everything out, no freezer. Tomorrow scallops fresh, not perfect size, not U4, out. अगर वो बनना है, let's think backwards. To everyone I'm requesting. जिसको लगता है कि मुझे abroad जाना है, I want to present the country to the world, fantastic. Some people are thinking I want to present the country, international cuisine I want to bring here, fantastic. पर उल्टा सोचो please. एकदम निकलो के बाद there's too much clutter. I understand, you know. You guys are living in a social media world. We didn't grow up in that. It can be a little crazy. One little comment can damage your morale. I understand. But you got to be strong. You are so fortunate to be here. You're getting this education. How fortunate you are that your parents risked their earning on you guys. How fortunate that you have parents who did this for you. Right? I literally earned a part of this. But you don't pat yourself. Be proud of it, but don't pat yourself. The way you are 20 years old, there's another girl who's growing up, maybe in a Dharavi in Bombay, who doesn't have any privilege, who doesn't have anything, but she has the passion to cook. Trust me, she's going to beat you. You know why? Single focus होगा उसका. वो सब कुछ risk करके आगे जाएगी. Am I right or wrong? How come Olympics and Michelin stars always come from kids who grew up in small towns? Big towns has more facilities, more exposure, more privileges. छोटे शहरों से क्यों आते हैं gold और Nobel prizes ऐसे? क्यों? They will risk everything. So you need to think कि मेरे साथ किसी का competition भी है जो उसको मिशलिन स्टार जीतना है, वो कुछ भी करके रिस्क करके जीतेगी. And now we have Garima Arora to prove it. That you, women, Indian female chefs are no less. One girl it took to change the industry. Right? एक तो उसके लिए तालियां मार लो. Don't be intimidated. Think clearly, मुझे achieve क्या करना है. And then find your paths to it. जब किचन में को काम करने आता है, मैं 5 मिनट में बताता हूँ लड़का कितनी दूर जाएगा, लड़की कितनी दूर जाएगी. I can tell right away. के आते हैं सिर्फ घड़ी को देख के कि घड़ी में मेरी स्टैंप लगी कि मैं 4 बजे बाहर हूँ. के आते हैं क्यूरोसिटी के साथ. What we used to do. क्यूरोसिटी के साथ मुझे सीखना है यहाँ पे. मैं लेट भी जागूंगा, सब कुछ करूँगा, टीचर्स की भी जान खाऊंगा, but I want to learn. And you can tell that's a winner. Watch that person after 20 years. The others are not wrong. जो घड़ी देख के आते हैं, घड़ी देख के भाग जाते हैं. They're not wrong. They have their own priorities. But then you don't expect becoming an icon for somebody who's not even risked anything. You're out of your homes. You're on your own. You're learning how to be empowered. You are so fortunate. Half of your battle is won. Nobody's telling you that. Rest half is on you.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef, for answering all our questions so beautifully and with such love. We request you to stay for the award ceremony. I also request our principal, Dr. Chef K. Thiru, to join Chef. We shall now commence the award ceremony to recognize the students who have demonstrated exceptional performance this academic year. Starting with 35th course, Bachelor of Hotel Management, we have Elise Mariana Larive at 3rd rank. Tejaswini Agarwal at 2nd rank.
हाय जोरदार तालियां मारो.
And Devanshi Vyas at 1st rank. From 37th course BHM, we have Saugato Sinha at 3rd rank. Koina Tayal at 2nd rank.
Hi, congratulations.
And Abhishri Iyengar at 1st rank. From 11th course Bachelor of Culinary Arts, we have Snigdha Gokhale at 3rd rank. Elisha Praful at 2nd rank.
She's around you, she's with you.
And Torsha Chatterjee at 1st rank.
Wow, congratulations. Hi. Thank you.
From 12th course Baka, we have Anjali PP at 3rd rank.
Hi.
Krisha Chugani at 2nd rank. And Noel Adrian D'Souza at 1st rank.
Niece, उनके भाई की बेटी है। मम्मी क्या? Cousin. Hello.
From the 13th course of Masters of Science in Dietetics and Applied Nutrition, we have Nalam Naga Kavya at 3rd rank. Kavya S at 2nd rank. And Meenu Shevita S at 1st rank. Moving on to 3rd course, Master of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, we have Ritwis Nandanan Chaitya at 3rd rank. Gunveen Kaur Walia at 2nd rank. And Chawan Ninad Sudhir at 1st rank. From Masters in Indian Cuisine and Food Culture, we have Varad Agwan at 3rd rank. Avalendu Bhattacharjee at 2nd rank.
Bengali cuisine needs this.
And Utkarsha Matkar at 1st rank. Congratulations to all the awardees. I would now like to invite Chef Thiru to deliver the memento as a token of our gratitude. I would like to invite Vaishnavi from MSc Dan to deliver the memento to Chef Vikas. Should I give a thank you? Thank you so much, Chef.
Students who would like to take pictures with Chef can please come ahead. There's a 5 minutes window. You can come ahead in an orderly manner and take pictures with Chef. Please maintain discipline and in an orderly way. If you're taking a group picture, please settle down. Students, please wait. Let one group take a picture and then you can go for the next round.